Welcome back to the mat. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit on balance. We're going to start in just a seated meditation. So I'm going to do a kneeling meditation this time, so you're welcome to do that as well. I like to use a block, just taking it underneath the sitting bones. Otherwise you can come cross-legged. So just bringing the palms to face up. Tucking the chin slightly, lengthening through the spine. Just really dropping into your body. Listening to your breath, letting anything that has been, chattering away in your mind earlier in the day, let it become background. And anything else that's still got to be done, it'll still be there after this 15 or so minutes. So just give yourself this pocket of time to connect. Breathe and go inward. And gently blinking open the eyes. Removing your block or towel or prop. And just coming onto all fours. So here we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to inhale our right arm to the sky. Exhale, threading it underneath the body, taking the side of the head to the earth. And here, taking either our arm to our fingers or, coming up on the fingertips and then opening through the chest. Maybe taking the hand behind the back. Or maybe extending it forward into the shoulder. And from here, we're going to find a little balance. So you can either stay here, totally cool. Otherwise, lengthening out through the left leg. So that really requires your core stability. So really feeling into your bandhas, which is your locks in your body. So pelvic floor is your Mula Bandha, and Uddiyana Bandha is your lower abdomen. So really feeling that beautiful lock. And then maybe lifting that left leg. It is totally normal to completely topple over in this pose. If you do, we begin our practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment to the outcome of what's going on. Just getting back into it, having a good laugh. Just returning that foot to the earth, placing the left hand beside the head, and again opening up through the right side. Hand comes back to the earth. Left arm rises, exhaling, threading the needle, choosing your hand variation with your right hand, and then maybe taking right leg out behind the body, maybe lifting through that right leg, balancing and breathing. And taking the leg back to the earth, dropping the knee. Right hand comes to beside the face, and then opening up through our left side again. Taking the hands about a handprint forward and lifting up through into our downward facing dog. From here, just pedaling out the feet, taking a little bit of time here. It might be your first downward facing dog of the day. Maybe wriggling through the hips into the shoulders. You can peel forward into your high plank. Coming back to down dog. Maybe just staying in one, bending through one knee and really feeling into the back of the other leg. Another nice one is taking say we go the left leg and taking that parallel to back edge of the mat. Bending through the right knee and then pressing back through the left IT band here. So feeling through the left leg up into the hip. And then swapping sides. So right foot comes parallel to back edge of mat, bending through the left knee, and then pressing the hip back, so tailbone back towards the back of the room, and feeling into that right IT band. Beautiful. Just taking a walk to the top of the mat. Finding our ragdoll here, so bending generously through the knees, interlacing opposite hands and elbows. Finding a little sway here, side to side. Neither nodding or shaking the head. And let's interlace the hands behind the back and rinse through the shoulders here. Maybe coming into one shoulder, then the other can feel really good. Letting the head hang heavy. Dropping the hands to the earth and then just rounding vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling all the way to stand. Beautiful. So let's find some balances here. We're going to come to our right leg. So really imagining like your right foot, your leg, you are a tree, okay? So we're going to come into our tree pose, which is called Vrikshasana. Imagine your whole root system coming down your leg, into the foot, into the earth, expanding deep, wide, so solid. Really engaging through the leg into the right glute. And then either taking your left foot just to balance on the earth against your ankle and just opening through that knee. Next option is you can take the foot to the calf. Totally cool. The only place you don't want it to be is on the knee. Like knees don't want to bend that way. So then if it's on the calf, maybe taking it up onto the inner thigh. Pressing the foot into the inner thigh into the foot. So really feeling that levering action between the two. From here, we can find our hands and heart center, and we want to find a point in our drishti that we've been talking about, like a focal point, somewhere in front of us that's kind of not moving. And then we breathe, and we smile, and we feel all these tiny little micro balancing movements that our whole stabilizing leg and foot, and just marvel at our body's ability to find its balance. And it's absolutely okay if you're falling out or if you're a bit of a tree in the wind today. Maybe you'd like to open your branches. And there's a few little things we can do to play here. We can become like a windy tree, so our branches can kind of find, some movement which challenges our balance. We can have our arms open and maybe gaze more towards the sky. We might even find a slight little back bend as we lift the heart to the sky. Maybe we bring our hands into reverse prayer. Wherever you are, just coming back to hands to heart center. Gently lifting the leg, just letting it hover for a moment. Maybe extending it out to the front. For 3, for 2. Can you kick it up a bit further? For 1. And releasing it back down to the earth. Give that right leg a good shake to the glute, and then we change sides. So again, just setting ourselves up really nicely, rooting down into that left foot and leg, drawing up through the kneecap, engaging through our glute. Core is engaged. So much in our balance, it comes from our power center, from our core. So making sure everything's really switched on. And then choosing where your balance is today with this foot. Maybe it's here, maybe it's on the calf. Maybe you can lift it up onto the thigh. And just knowing if you need a wall, you can always use something to balance on. There is no right or wrong. and every day is different. Finding your drishti, finding your breath. And then finding your extension of your posture. Woohoo! I nearly lost it. Finding your extension of your beautiful tree pose today. Gently drawing the arms back through heart center. Taking that knee out in front and then extending the leg out. Really kicking up through the foot for 3, for 2, for 1, maybe a bit higher. And lowering the foot to the earth, giving that left leg a nice shake. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to come into another little balancing pose called Figure 4. I don't know if there's a Sanskrit name for it, but I always hear it as Figure 4. It's really nice for the glute, which we've just kind of worked, so this can help stretch it out as well. It's a nice alternative to fish pose as well, pigeon pose, if you don't want to be on the ground or something, your knee's not feeling too good. So you can take your weight again into your right leg, and then you're bending through the right leg and then taking your left ankle across the knee. So you're creating this Figure 4. Really flexing through the left foot here and the left toes, and then just finding a bend through the right leg here. So the more that you bend, the more you're going to feel it in this left glute. Taking your hands to heart center. Again, finding your drishti, option to stay here, option to hook your right elbow in left foot, and maybe hovering the hands off the earth in prayer. Keeping the bend through that supporting leg, and lifting all the way back to center, coming out like a ninja. And dropping the leg. I don't even think that's the way you come out. I think someone did it once in class, and I think it's just really funny, and so now I just always teach it like that. We're going to come into the left leg here, bending through that supporting leg, taking the right ankle across the left knee, flexing through the foot. And for me, I really notice a difference in my hip opening and my glutes in each side, so maybe you do too. And it might mean that this side is a different pose. For me, it takes a little bit more for me to open through my hip on this side, so I just take it a little bit slower. Breathing into any areas that feel like a little bit more sticky. Gently coming back out from the pose, and of course finding our ninja entertaining me through this recording, giving that leg a nice shake. Let's come back to the earth, so just bringing our knees back onto the mat and finding just a little seated meditation here, similar to how we began. And your heart rate might have increased a little bit with those balances and finding that stability. So using your breath. To calm everything down and just create that focus again as we're going and searching inward into our mind's eye. And just practicing throughout your day, just that feeling of non-attachment, that things are all good, no matter if something feels like it's going in your favor or if something feels like it's gone kind of a little bit differently than you thought it was going to go. Just being cool with whatever the outcome and truly believing that everything is always working out for you, and sometimes your path of least resistance is a windy one, and that means it's good, you know, like your path is leading you exactly where you need to go to avoid things that, you know, do not serve you. So trust the little bumps in the road, for they are helping you, guide you to everything that you desire. So try being fascinated with the things that perhaps don't go completely right in your day according to your perspective. Be fascinated, be curious, be lighthearted. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, whatever time of day it may be for you. It's been a pleasure guiding you through some of these balances. My heart to yours. Namaste.